And just then, while he was still speaking, Judas, who was one of the 12, came up, and with him a crowd of people with swords and clubs, sent by the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders. Now the betrayer had arranged a signal with them. "The man whom I kiss," he had said, "will be the one. Arrest him and take him away safely." As soon as Judas came, he went up to Jesus at once and said, "Rabbi," and kissed him. Then the men seized Jesus and arrested him. One of those who were standing by drew his sword and struck at the high priest's servant and cut off his ear. But Jesus spoke up and said to the men, "Have you come out as if after a robber, with swords and clubs to take me? I have been among you day after day in the temple courts teaching, and yet you did not arrest me. But this is in fulfillment of the scriptures." And all the apostles deserted him and fled. One young man did indeed follow him, wrapped only in a linen sheet. They tried to arrest him, but he left the sheet in their hands and fled naked. Then they took Jesus to the high priest, and all the chief priests, elders, and the teachers of the law assembled. Peter, who had followed Jesus at a distance into the courtyard of the high priest, was sitting there among the police officers, warming himself at the blaze of the fire. Meanwhile, the chief priest and the whole of the high council were trying to get such evidence against Jesus as would warrant his being put to death, but they could not find any. For though there were many who gave false evidence against him, yet their evidence did not agree. Presently some men stood up and gave this false evidence against him. "We ourselves heard him say, 'I will destroy this temple made with hands, and in 3 days build another made without hands.' Yet not even on that point did their evidence agree." Then the high priest stood forward and questioned Jesus. "Have you no answer to make?" he asked. "What is this evidence which these men are giving against you?" But Jesus remained silent and made no answer. A second time the high priest questioned him. "Are you," he asked, "the Christ, the Son of the Blessed One?" "I am," replied Jesus, "and you will all see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Almighty and coming in the clouds of heaven." At this the high priest tore his vestments. "Why do we want any more witnesses?" he exclaimed. "You heard his blasphemy. What is your verdict?" They all condemned him, declaring that he deserved death. Some of those present began to spit at him and to blindfold his eyes and strike him, saying as they did so, "Now play the prophet." And even the police officers received him with blows.